Some shows talk about one team. Other shows barely talk sports. This show will talk Packers, Brewers, and Bucks every day. It's Wisconsin Sports Daily with Steve Sparky Fifer, served up by Wendy's on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Download the Wendy's app today.
Welcome in as we broadcast live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Sparky here, Charlie using the other side of the glass. Man, that was a great 3 o'clock hour. John McLaughlin, Bucks legend. Tyler Dunn, GoLongTD.com. Both of those guys, A-listers when it comes to guests on this radio show.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
They're one of the best.
I love them both. Yes, absolutely love both of them. So I appreciate both those guys coming on. Still to come in this hour, things that Sparky missed comes up at 4:40. At 4:20, we have to have a meeting here as far as what we want to get into, because we've not talked about that Bucks game outside of John McLaughlin at 3 o'clock. So is that an area where we want to go talk Bucks? We have multiple Packer topics that we have not gotten to as well, because we were focused completely on the NFL trade deadline for the first hour of the show. So we can go Packers again at 4:20, but the one thing that we will not have a production meeting over is this.
It's time for your green and gold update on Wisconsin Sports Daily, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network with Steve Sparky Fifer.
Okay, so as I said before the break, there is a chart that somebody tweeted at me. I guess it would have been, was it earlier today, yesterday? When did I get this chart tweeted at me? Yeah, it was earlier today. So like 4 hours ago. Sam So Shady is the person that tweeted this at me. And it's a chart that says quarterback versus man and zone coverage. All right. Now it has it broken up. It's not by alphabetical order or anything like that per se, but they have it all broken down. At the top of the chart is Jordan Love. So the green ones mean you're good, you're above average. Then the dark green means that you're best in the category, one of the best in the category. And then there's purple, which means, that's one of the worst ones. Dark purple means it's the worst, whatever, or in the worst category. Jordan Love against man zone has a 58.9% success rate when playing a man defense. Against zone defense, Jordan Love, 50.6%. Now, the difference here is the Packers and Jordan Love have not seen man-to-man coverage nearly as much as they've seen zone, as you would rightfully expect. 73 plays against man-to-man, 158 plays against zone. Sack percentage against both, about 4%. Not a big difference there. Touchdown percentage, huge difference. 13.7% touchdown percentage against man. Only a 1.3, the only purple thing that he has on this line, percentage touchdown-wise against zone. But again, he's at the top of the food chart. You start getting at the bottom of the food chart where it's purple everywhere and barely any green. Geno Smith, Dylan Gabriel, Cam Ward, Joe Flacco, Spencer Rattler, Bryce Young, Trevor Lawrence, Michael Penix, Justin Fields. Those are the guys way down on the bottom that suck against both and really haven't had a ton of success against zone or man, regardless of what you're playing against them this year. So positives for sure on Jordan Love. The question now becomes, who's it on more to figure out how to play these two high safety, this soft zone defense that the Panthers played against the Packers, that others have played against the Packers? Is this on Matt LaFleur to figure this out? Or is this on Jordan Love to figure out how to combat this defense that they're going to see going forward? And I would assume Philadelphia is going to show you a lot of that coming up on Monday night. Nikolai Law talking text line 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250. Socials at WI Sports Radio, streaming live on X and on YouTube. Of course, follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Who's it more on to figure this how to play against the soft zone defense, Charlie?
It's Matt LaFleur. Everything about adapting this offense to not having a Tucker Kraft, to having your wide receivers be injured and coming back and getting injured again and coming back like they always are, the offensive line, and being able to figure out the rotation there in order to keep guys healthy, it all goes back to Matt LaFleur. He is the head coach of this team. Not only is he the head coach of this team, he's the offensive coordinator of this team as well.
Yep.
He's the one who makes the big decisions here, and he's got to make these decisions here too. The Philadelphia Eagles just went and traded for Jair Alexander, like we talked about, and made a bunch of other trades to beef up their defense, which means they're not very confident in their defense right now, especially their defensive backs, which means they're going to have to go into this game with that too high safety look in order to protect those defensive backs and not allow those big plays and allow those guys to get burnt, which means the Green Bay Packers have to go into this game with that mindset that they have to find a way to beat that. And yeah, Jordan Love can be thinking about that. Jordan Love can come up with his own ideas. It's about Matt LaFleur taking the time to listen to his ideas. It's about Matt LaFleur taking that time to change what he's been doing on offense and not freak out because your number one target isn't there anymore.
And the one thing about Philadelphia, is they're going to get pressure up front. They're going to get push on this Packers offensive line. And then you add Phillips from the Dolphins on top of it today on trade deadline day. And you give these guys almost a full week because it's a Monday night game to get ready for this game. Most teams around the NFL aren't practicing today. So for him, he's going to be able to walk in tomorrow and start right at the beginning of the process of learning the playbook and getting put into different packages that he'll get to play in against Jordan Love and the Packers. For me, I guess I would say it's on Jordan Love from my perspective. Not that I disagree with a whole ton of what Charlie said as far as being the play caller and learning how to beat that. But he just has to be patient, man. Like I don't think it's anything more than that. Like, you can have all the play designs that you want and everything else, but if he is thinking, all right, man, I've thrown 4 passes here under 5 yards. Yeah, we've got a couple of first downs because we broke a couple of plays, but man, I am itching to get this ball down the field, and I know Watson can beat both these guys down the field. I'm gonna give it a shot here. That to me, that's where this is all about. This is all about Jordan Love. Either A, throwing the ball away, not taking a sack. B, using his legs to get himself out of trouble, not making across the body throw into a bad situation like he did in the end zone, not doing stupid stuff like that, but taking 4 yards upfield and getting out of bounds, taking 7 yards upfield and sliding and not getting your head taken off of your shoulders. Doing that type of stuff. Now, yes, obviously it's still on Matt LaFleur because they're going to want to run the football against this and take advantage of 2 high safeties. Now, again, something that they were running very effectively a couple of years ago were those jet sweeps. He don't run those at all anymore. He's completely just thrown that in the trash bin and completely forgotten about it. There are ways you can get going offensively, running the football and being different, right? I mean, we've seen Harbaugh have guards going in motion in a game and stuff like that. You can get real creative. Mike Wall yesterday brought up doing U71 again. Bring Belton's butt out there and go with 6 offensive linemen and see what happens.
The Chicago Bears, DJ Moore threw a touchdown. Cole Kmet threw another pass in that game.
That DJ Moore play, man. I mean, you got Caleb Williams running to the right to hand the ball off to Odunze, and he's coming back. But by the time he got there, he was at like the tight end spot Caleb Williams was when he gave him the ball. And Odunze comes back the other way, pitches it back to DJ Moore, and Caleb Williams is just chilling by himself in the end zone. Ain't nobody even caring that he's standing there. Boop, 2 yards, touchdown. But that is that dude who's calling plays. That's Ben Johnson. That's that creativity that he had in Detroit and that gambler's mentality. Now, Matt LaFleur also is trying to have the gambler's mentality by not kicking field goals, by going for it on 4th down and doing stuff. Not having the type of success that you would necessarily like, particularly maybe from 4th down to 4th down and doing what he's doing. I don't think you have to get that crazy. What you need to have happen is the offensive linemen simply have to block their assignments. Just do your job. If everybody does their job up front, A, you should be able to run the ball better. And B, hopefully Jordan Love has more time to throw the football than he's had here the last couple of weeks. That's what this all plays into. And the one thing that they've done last year that I begged of them to do more this year, and they've actually, I think, done it less, is use the play action game, man. Like, if you're so committed to running the football, which you are because you're running it at almost a 50-50 clip, if that's what you're committed to, Great. I'm in. Let's go. But use that play action. Do you know who used that play action a ton last year? The Detroit Lions. A ton. I don't remember where the Bears play action split is right now this year. We can look it up, but I bet you Ben Johnson's trying to use play action in Chicago too. And Green Bay should be doing the exact same thing at this point. Who's it on more to figure out the soft zone defense that Jordan Love and the Packers are going to have to face now, probably going forward? Matt LaFleur or Jordan Love? Nicolay Law Talking text line 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250. On the socials, live streaming at X and on YouTube at WI Sports Radio. Justin in Watertown, you're next on the Nicolay Law Talking text line. What's up, Justin?
Hey, Sparky. So I'm just wondering, so when LaFleur first got here and he had Aaron Rodgers, you know as well as I do that Rodgers was like, if there was a play he didn't like, he'd make an adjustment in the huddle. He'd do something to get him into a good position. Is LaFleur taking advantage of the fact that I don't think Love's in that position where he feels confident in making those adjustments on his own? And so he's just going to go with whatever the play call is. And so he's not adjusting and tweaking what he feels is best in the moment.
So when this all started with Jordan Love, if you remember, he really wasn't allowed to do anything. It was, you're going to run what Matt calls that first year or two. Now, since then, I'm pretty sure they've given him the freedom now to make the adjustments. You see him tapping his head, his helmet, and everybody responding back that they know what the can call is that they're changing it to or whatever. So he does have the option of one or two plays to go to, I think, at the line of scrimmage at that moment in time. Now, that's the other question that you bring up, which is he making the right adjustments in the right moment?
Well, and is he making those adjustments in the huddle? You know as well as I do, there's a few times Rodgers probably said, that's a terrible call. We're changing it.
He's not that. He's not that. No, he's not doing that.
So
no.
Is that – so the question is then, is that kind of that difference there between that Hall of Fame caliber quarterback and then just a good quarterback?
Yeah, and that's a great point. Justin, thanks for the call. So this is the thing. Oh, boy, I wish we didn't have microphones on. I had Matt LaFleur standing here to ask this question to. Because I cannot imagine that Matt LaFleur was all too happy early on in that deal where the call comes in and Aaron Rodgers is like, no. Hey, guys, remember this play we ran with McCarthy? All right, this is what we're going to do. Blah, 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 blah. And some guy's like, hey, man, I wasn't here with McCarthy. All right, man, here's what you do. All right, let's go. Right? And you leave and you go out there and LaFleur literally is on the sidelines going, what the heck is this? What are we running? I don't even know what is this? This is not what I called. And they run it, and maybe they're successful. That's the quarterback being defiant of the head coach. I don't think, could be wrong, I don't think Jordan Love is that. I don't think Jordan Love is at that point to where he'd be like, LaFleur's nuts. I'm going to call what he wants. Or I'm not going to do what he wants. I'm going to call something else. That's got to be at a whole different level. Furthermore, I don't even think Patrick Mahomes does that to Andy Reid. I don't. I don't think that's a thing. I guarantee you Brett never did that to Mike Holmgren. That was not happening back in the day. That would never be allowed to happen with Brett and Mike Holmgren. So there's a defiance that goes along with that I'm smarter than you. And that's the one thing that's got to be figured out going forward. But I don't think that's Jordan Love. I don't think that's him at all. Let's go to Brian on the South Side. You're next to the Nicolay Law Talk and text line. Who's it more on to figure this thing out against the soft zone defense? Two high safeties, Matt LaFleur or Jordan Love?
Well, obviously the scheme of what they're going to do and what they're going to run is on LaFleur. And then once the pads get popping in the game, it's going to be on Love to perform, But, yeah, ultimately LaFleur is going to have to figure out what type of scheme they're going to run, what type of plays are going to work against that type of a defense.
When we talk about Jordan Love, do you think he's patient enough to dink and dunk for 4 quarters up and down a football field?
I mean, I think it's on the floor and the offensive coordinator to implore on him that, listen, you got to stick with it. You got to be patient here. You just can't get antsy and pull the trigger down the field.
That's the thing, though. And thanks for the call, Brian. We're saying it's on LaFleur or the offensive coordinator or whoever to implore to him to do that. I don't want to compare him to a Hall of Famer. But don't you think Holmgren implored Brett Favre to do a bunch of things? Whatever you do, don't run. Yeah, remember that game? Mm-hmm. And what did Brett Favre do at County's name? He took off, run, and scored a touchdown, right? And he told him, whatever you do, don't run. There's no time. Got you. Takes off running when the play gets going. So you can implore and talk to all the time, but at some point, instincts take over, and you do what you feel natural doing, and you take a big shot when no coach in their right mind would have told Jordan Love, hey, man, throw that sucker with 3 guys out there. Go ahead, toss it up. See what happens. I got you. I'll defend you. No coach is going to tell him to do that. But in the heat of the moment, whatever's going through his brain tells him, I can do this, and he throws it up. And I don't care if that's LaFleur, Andy Reid, John Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh, Mike Tomlin. I don't care who the coach is. He's on the field in that moment. It's the quarterback, and that's it. That's going to determine what happens. And instincts take over, and that's why I question whether or not he could dink and dunk and not take those big shots for an entire 4-quarter game. That's where my concern is.
But I think also from Andy Reid's perspective, or even a John Harbaugh, one of these other successful coaches, when they have their quarterbacks like a Patrick Mahomes, who can sometimes be like a Jordan Love, he takes throws that aren't crazy or are crazy for other people to try to throw out there. And I think what Andy Reid does so well is that when Patrick Mahomes had those moments when he was a younger quarterback, he was able to move on well enough and without freaking out, to the point that Patrick Mahomes wasn't going to freak out either in that situation. And it made him comfortable. And then later on in their career, as they got more comfortable with each other as well, Andy Reid learned how to change his playbook to form around Patrick Mahomes' throwing ability, and the fact that he is going to take those crazy throws, that he is going to run around in the pocket for 15 seconds sometimes and still somehow make an insane throw. But Andy Reid now can kind of predict when those moments are going to happen. It doesn't feel like Matt LaFleur has gotten to that point with Jordan Love yet, where he feels comfortable predicting when Jordan Love is going to be Jordan Love. And you have to be able to do that if you want to have that type of successful relationship.
I think that's a great point. Let's go to Trav in Brown Deer. You're next on the Nicolay Law Talk and Text Line on Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's. Sparky with you. What's up, Trav?
How's it going, guys?
Good.
And Jordan, we trust, right? Well, when you got to line up your receivers, tell him where to be, he's doing everything right, So try him, right?
I don't know, Trav, if we did a poll question that said, in Jordan Love we trust, yes or no. If we did that as a poll question, I don't know if that would be 90% that would say yes, and Jordan Love we trust. Okay. If that would be 50-50 as a split, I think it's a hell of a poll question, though. I'll give you that, Trav.
Hey, Sparky, because I love listening to you guys, and so I got before 420 though, right? Jordan's trying to line up his guys, and they're young, but man, no.
You lost your train of thought, Trav?
Nope.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
All right. Got all kinds of time. We're on till 5 o'clock. We got 40 minutes. Take your time.
Oh, no. But
all right, Trav, I lied. I got to go. Thanks for the call, buddy. I can't let him sit there and figure it out for 40 minutes.
Almost had it.
I love Trav. I can't. It happens to me.
He's going to call back in about 5 minutes and tell me what he was thinking, and then I'll let you know.
I couldn't come up with the word despite in the first segment of the show.
True. It happens to everybody.
I put the whole sentence together. I go, and I left the word that I couldn't figure out, and boom, Charlie was right there.
And you're only probably a little bit older than Trav, so it's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you know how old Trav is?
I have no idea. I can ask him next
He's
time.
probably around my age, would be my guess.
Yeah, probably about there.
Somewhere in that area. All right, take a quick time out. Come back on the other side. So I'm going to leave it up to Charlie. Charlie, do we go talk about that Bucks Pacers game last night before things that Sparky missed coming up at 4:40? Or do we talk about how NFL power rankings have changed in the NFL after this trade deadline? Or do we go about talking about Tucker Kraft and how should the Packers go about replacing him?
Let's talk a little Bucks.
You want to go Bucks?
Let's talk a little Bucks.
All right, fine. Miles Turner's return to Indy was last night. Do you think Pacer fans were out of line booing him during the tribute video? Of all things, like that to me is absolute insanity. Speaking of the Bucks, when the Bucks win, you win at Wendy's. After every Bucks win, stop by any participating Wisconsin Wendy's for a free small vanilla or chocolate frosty classic. No purchase necessary, and they won last night. This offer is only good for 24 hours after win. So act fast. Get that free small frosty classic at Wendy's today. And I just realized something. I let Charlie use him down today. And I didn't even realize it until I was doing the Bucks win, you win read, because there is a brand new thing going on right now at Wendy's, the Snickerdoodle Cookie Frosty Fusion. And Charlie and I were supposed to go to Wendy's today before the show and get the Snickerdoodle Cookie Frosty Fusion. That is a mouthful to say, by the way. We were supposed to go there today and get it before, and then I totally forgot. I apologize.
Me too. It's okay.
Totally
Trav said to watch the waiver wire now that the trade deadline's over. That's what he wanted to say. He remembered. I told you he'd call back in.
Yeah. Yeah, well, absolutely. That's exactly what they're going to do and see what they can come up with. All right, take a quick time. I'll come back on the other side. Miles Turner, come back into Indy. Do you think Pacer fans were out of line? It's Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's, live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Sparky here. Welcome back. It's Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's. See Sparky Fifer with you. Charlie using other side of the glass, producing today's show. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. Coming up, things that Sparky missed comes up here in about 13 or so minutes. Lots to get to there. But we have not really had the opportunity to kind of really celebrate what happened last night. We did have John McLaughlin on at 3 o'clock, Bucks legend, which was amazing. But we didn't really get to do this yet.
Giannis against Siakam with time ticking. We're tied at 1:15. Single digits on the game clock. Giannis with Neesmith switched out on him. Giannis with the back down. The paint away. The shot is good. With zeros on the shot clock. Giannis with the game winner in Indy.
So that's courtesy of FanDuel Sports Network. I had a person in the office today, Charlie, tell me that he doesn't like Lisa Byington.
I've seen a lot of people on Twitter saying that too.
Oh, you don't like Lisa Byington? Okay, sounds good. I said, so what's wrong? She could have been more excited. What am I missing? Did you hear the call?
She seemed pretty excited to me.
I mean, I don't understand.
With zeros on the shot clock, Giannis with the game winner in Indy.
She's pretty excited to me. What more did you want her to do?
She sounds clear. You can hear everything she's saying.
Yes.
She is obviously excited to me. I don't know. It sounds fine to me. She just doesn't have a very loud voice, I think.
I understand there are some people, another person in the room or in the office today, says just flat out he doesn't like women in sports. Doesn't want women play-by-play people. Doesn't want women on his pregame shows for NFL games or NBA games, whatever. He said, let them go be the WNBA if they want to talk about that stuff. Keep them out of my sports. Just says you just turns off the TV, mutes the TV. That now again, 2 different age ranges, both men, of course, 2 different age ranges. But again, this is where we're at. And I told both of them, I said, I don't care if you like her or not. It don't matter to me. I think she's good. I like listening to Lisa Byington. I think she's good. Marcus Johnson and her have got great chemistry. So I'm down with both of them. Either way. So that was the winning call on the Bucks. Giannis with an amazing shot after they completely flubbed the last minute. Rollins gets the ball tipped away on him trying to inbounds the ball. Giannis takes an ill-advised 3. And I'm telling you right now, I don't care if there wasn't a single soul on him or not. In the last minute of a close game, I don't want that dude jacking up a 3. So didn't like that. Green misses a free throw at the end when they needed both free throws from the shooter, the Dairy Bird, AJ Green. So he didn't get both of his free throws. And then Giannis bails him out on an incredibly crazy difficult shot by Giannis in that moment, Charlie. That was an unbelievable shot from a guy that very well could be the MVP in Giannis.
What's really cool, though, is seeing him take that final shot. I think a lot of people have complained about Damian Lillard taking that shot or Chris Middleton taking that shot in the past instead of Giannis. But logically, it made sense for Damian Lillard to take those shots in the past. It made sense for Chris Middleton to take those shots in the past. But now Giannis is getting an opportunity to start taking those types of shots more. And he took them sometimes in the past, but I don't think the volume he took them at led to success that much. Now you'll see him start taking more of these shots and take the game into his hands later on in moments like this. And I think we've heard a lot of people that talk about the Bucks on this station come in and say, this is a good thing. Seeing this team go all in with Giannis's style of play is only going to lead to confidence, not only for him, but everybody around him. And it's moments like this that you see that.
They're going to be a top 4 seed. Mm-hmm. Write it down. They're going to be a top 4 seed. They're going to win a lot of games. Now,
right behind the Bulls, right?
Once they get to the postseason, though, without that number 2 guy, that's where I get really concerned as far as how this plays out in crunch time when you don't have that guy that can create every time in a crunch situation like Middleton could, like Lillard could, to get shots when they needed shots. Now, maybe Kevin Porter Jr. becomes that guy when he gets back and they rely on him in the second half of the season. We'll have to wait and see. How about this one?
Giannis close pass. Race it to the rafters. Giannis throws it down, sends a statement, and poos the crowd right back.
Harris, you're number 1, babe. Lefty, fitted. Giannis.
Marcus Johnson lost his marbles on that one. He completely lost his marbles. Huh?
I love it. Just
I mean, it's crazy.
Giannis close pass.
What?
Giannis close pass.
What the
See, that's somebody who is very good at their job that is trying not to get too excited to the point that he says something that's maybe not air appropriate,
Maybe.
probably, so that
Yeah.
he makes caveman noises
Yes.
instead.
It was great though. Like I started laughing, like, what did he just do? And I rewound my DVR to make sure I heard. I'm like, yeah, he said nothing. I have no idea what that was whatsoever. And then on Twitter, somebody put, Marcus Johnson goes caveman in that moment on that huge Giannis dunk. So that was cool again as well. FanDuel Sports Network, obviously, with all the Bucks calls there. Now, let's talk about this whole Miles Turner being booed thing. The question is, do you have a problem with Pacer fans booing Miles Turner? Do you think they were out of line? Eric Name put this video out there that I thought was really good. This is in the stadium because obviously Eric Name was there from The Athletic covering the Bucks, and they're introducing Miles Turner's tribute video that the Pacers did for Miles Turner.
The video boards for a special tribute. With the 11th pick in the 2015 NBA Draft, the Indiana Pacers select.
I mean, they booed through this entire video, man. Through the entire video. Kind of like the trader when he came back to Milwaukee at American Family Field. They went, boo, the entire time. Rightfully so. Do you have a problem with Pacers fans booing him? Because essentially, he left for more money to go play for the Bucks. He could have stayed and played for less money for the Pacers, but he went and chased the money to go play for the Milwaukee Bucks. So are they out of line? Nicolay Law Talk and Text line 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250 on the socials at WI Sports Radio as well. And if you're listening in Green Bay and Appleton on 99.7 FM, WNFL, would love to hear from you. 93.9 The Game in Wausau, 710 The Game in Duluth, Superior, and of course in Milwaukee, 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan. I want to hear from all over the state on this one. Were Pacers fans out of line for this one? Now, there was a lot of talk about whether or not they were out of line one way or the other. Now, when we talk about Miles Turner, he obviously, I think, was hurt by this whole thing and how this whole thing played out because he went out of his way. Wasn't it earlier yesterday where Miles Turner went out of his way to tell everybody that, look, man, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at the city. I'm not mad at the fan base. This had to do with business between me and ownership at the end of the day. It had nothing to do with the city. He was trying to get ahead of being booed, I think. And I think he sensed that he was about to get booed that night. Here's Turner after the game.
It was disheartening, man. It was frustrating. You give 10 years of your life, your blood, your sweat, your tears. You take pay cuts. You survive trade rumors. You try to do everything the right way, and then sometimes not stuff shakes out. It's cool. I take it on the chin. I think a lot of people will say I said things, but I think a lot of people want to formulate their own narratives and spin it to whatever they want it to be. But it is what it is, man. Like I say, you take it on the chin, just move on.
Okay, so then Miles Turner, you go on Instagram, Twitter, whatever it was. Did you see what he posted after the game?
I did, yeah.
What did he post?
I don't remember exactly what it said.
He posted a race car.
Uh-huh.
And it was all tore up.
It was crashed, yeah.
Right. But unfortunately,
That was his Instagram
he didn't
story.
post an Indy car. He posted a Formula One car. It's the home of the Indianapolis 500. I think he thought he posted an Indy car, and he posted the wrong type of car. He posted a Formula One car. So then he took that down. That was it because everybody and their mama called him out on that.
You got the idea. You knew what he meant.
I think he ended up taking it down and was like, dude, what are you doing? You're not even posting the right car. So regardless of all of that, so Miles Turner isn't happy. Giannis, he's booing back at the fans throughout the game because he's mad that he's getting booed in Indiana. Here's Giannis.
Before the game, we cannot stress enough to Miles how important it was for us to win this game for him. I just gonna say this for Miles because maybe he didn't say it for himself. Like being able to play in the NBA, like the average span on the player, lifespan on the NBA player is I think 4.5 years. In the NBA, he had 10 years of service in one franchise. to be able to come here in Indiana, all-time leading black black leader, to be booed. For sure, it might not say it kind of hurt, but we are here to pick him up, tell him how much we love him and respect him, and we understand how much he gave for the team, for Indiana, and how much he's willing to give for Milwaukee. So he's, as I said, he's a great person, great character, great competitor. I played against him 10 years. I think he gave everything he had, blood, sweat, tears, his body, many times on the line for the Indiana team. So anybody that was booing him today or was booing the Bucks, okay, you can boo the Bucks, I understand. But booing Miles Turner, just think about yourself, put yourself in that position, working in, I don't know, your job for 10 years, and all of a sudden you decide to make a move for your family and for yourself because you have different goals, different aspirations for life. And then you go back and your co-workers and your boss is yelling at you and booing you. You kind of like, man, like, what the hell?
All right. I can talk about this a little bit, I think. Feel like I can talk about it, right?
I think so.
Okay. So first off, I can only talk from personal experience of what it's like. And obviously when you work in radio or TV, whatever the case may be, people switch jobs, man. I mean, I can't speak about Duluth Superior or Wausau, or I would imagine it's the same in Green Bay as it is in Milwaukee, where we're located, which is with radio. I mean, you have people that work at 4 or 5 different radio stations in the same market. They work with like everybody, right? Sometimes, though, when somebody moves a radio station and if they're not happy with how they were treated or whatever else, what happens? You just don't talk to that person as much anymore. And you kind of just drift apart for whatever the reason. And then that person starts talking to the people that they work with now and don't talk to the people that they used to work nearly as much as they did back then. And then you move on. And then that person maybe comes back 10 years later or whatever the case may be to that radio station again. And you pick up right where you left off usually most of the time. And there might be a new group of people or whatever else. It's not that crazy in my mind to think that, dude, if you leave, now, not get fired, but you leave of your own will to go to a direct competitor, that people aren't going to feel a certain way where you work. Like, that is absolutely going to be a thing. There's no question that's going to be it'd be a thing with me, promise you, right? No. Now, if you get let go where you got to go, man. You got to feed your family, all that stuff. I get all that. And I get what Giannis is saying. Giannis is saying, hey, man, he's got to go where the best money is. Best situation is for him and his family. Sure. But from a fan standpoint, we're talking about millions to millions. Fans ain't going to get down with that, right? You ain't going from making $10 an hour to $50,000 a year. Right? That's a significant jump. Nobody's going to be mad at you for making life-changing money from going from A to B. Going from $20 million a year to $23 million a year, people can't relate to that in everyday life. All they see is you are leaving my favorite team and going to our rival who we hate. Screw you. That's how I feel about Craig Counsell, the trader. I can't sit here and go, oh boy, Pacer fans were out of line. Why? Why were they out of line? They can boo whoever they want. The dude left for more money. So be it. You're a public figure who plays for a team in which that fan base is very, very rabid and are all about that team right now. They love that team. They love Tyrese Halliburton. But I promise you this, if Tyrese Halliburton leaves in a free agency to come play for the Milwaukee Bucks, as much as they love him right now, they'll hate him even more than they hate Miles Turner because Halliburton's been running his mouth against Milwaukee, the Bucks, and the state of Wisconsin forever. And then if he turns cold and goes, nope, they're paying me more money because Giannis is out, I'm the new face of the Bucks, that fan base will boo Halliburton for the rest of his career if that were to happen, Charlie.
I feel like Miles Turner has done a really good job of just blowing this up for himself. When he first left the Pacers, it didn't feel like any Pacers fans were blaming Miles Turner. It was all about the ownership. It was about how they weren't going to pay him at all.
social media, at least.
And then the ownership came out and said, well, we were thinking about it. We were going to offer it to him, but then it just didn't really work out. We couldn't get the negotiations down. And Pacers fans were still on Miles Turner's side. And then he just starts coming out and he talks about how much he loves Milwaukee and like he's never been in a place like this before and how he wants to be on a contender. And then that's when it got personal for the fan base, because you're not talking about the ownership anymore, which they were behind you when you were talking about that. You started talking about the city where these people are from and the team that they've been cheering for their entire lives. And you're walking around Milwaukee, trying all this different food, going to all the fun places. And you never did that in Indiana. You sat in your mansion playing with your Legos. That's what you did in Indiana. And they see that and they notice that. And they're going to be mad at you for going out here and changing your tune immediately when you leave that city. Even though, yeah, you did give your blood, sweat, and tears to Indiana, it doesn't look the same to them. And right now, you're just acting like a baby all around that for no reason. You're acting like they're all against you for no reason. Like it should still be all the ownership's fault. Let it be the ownership's fault. You turn this into something personal for them.
There you go. Charlie Houston speaking from a Pacers fan standpoint. Didn't see that coming today. Jeff in Greendale, you're next in the Nicolay Law Talk and Text line. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, good afternoon, Sparky.
Afternoon.
Hey, I just called to say I don't have a problem with it, to be honest. You pretty much touched everything that I was thinking in my mind. So I guess the call's done. No, I'm just kidding. but no, I agree with you. It's just you as a fan, you have every right to cheer or boo. Guess what? When Favre left, I'm not comparing how Favre left to Miles Turner left. I'm just saying fans had the right to cheer and boo Brett Favre when he left.
Yep.
Regardless of how you liked how he left, you didn't like all the drama. I got tired of it, to be honest. I was like, man, trade him by now, you know.
Dude, that went on for like 10 years before people moved on.
No kidding. I mean, I was like, I think I hit my 20th anniversary by that point one time. But at any rate, so I don't have a problem with the fans doing what they did. And those that want to cheer, guess what? You can cheer. You might say he was my favorite player, regardless of what team or how he left. I still love him, that player. So I have no problem. I mean, to me, it would, like you said, if it was like let go, and I'm using a kind of a poor analogy, but I was thinking of it when I was on hold. I was on the last day of your previous group that you were on radio with, Sparky.
Yep.
I was on that last day of calls, on that day. And then the next time, Monday, I didn't know, just turn it on. I'm like, I think something played in the morning. All of a sudden, boom, there's nothing. So what if I was going to sit here and be mad at Sparky?
Oh, there were a lot of people mad at me. There were a lot of people mad at me on social media. Oh, my God. You're a sellout. You should quit. Screw you. Oh, my God. Dude, I got killed on social media for being the only one left here. And
wow.
I understood it.
I don't have social media outside of Facebook.
But, Jeff, listen.
I don't know.
I got it, right? I understood why everybody was mad at me. I understood why everybody viewed it the way they did. I got it. I didn't go back and forth with people. I took it. Yeah. But the other part of it was, dude, I got a family and I got kids, man. Like, I am not just going to quit a job without another job or whatever else and leave. And I was here. Again, the network doesn't understand what's going on. But the station in Milwaukee, they essentially let go of the entire staff in August of 22. And then we brought the station and the staff back in Milwaukee last year. Yeah. So now everybody's up to date. But my point is that I was here when we started the station in Milwaukee in January of 2005. And during that entire time while it was gone, I kept telling people in the building, man, wouldn't this be unbelievable if we were able to finally bring this thing back at some point? By the grace of God, we got a general manager, Jason Bjorson, that walked through the doors and saved me and got this thing back up and going again. And again, change of leadership is what happened, and that's what got us back going forward again. But yeah, I got killed on social media when that went down.
So sorry to hear that. I mean, to be honest, because like I said, I don't have social media outside of Facebook. So I don't follow. So I feel bad for you that you had to get killed for something. You don't. But you know what? I remember you were way back, if I remember right, all the way back to in Waukesha, right? Behind Walmart, in that little station.
Oh, that was back. Yeah, that was back in like 1510 back in the day. Tim Allen and I used to do weekends up there on like Saturdays and Sundays or whatever it was. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So I thought, I'm pretty sure you're there because I went and got tickets one time I had to drive out there and I could not find it for the life of me. I'm like, I see the big Walmart. Where the heck is
It
your
literally, it was like an old doctor's office or something. I'm not sure what it was. Jeff, I got to roll, man. Thanks for the call. I appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Coming up next, things Sparky missed straight ahead on Wisconsin Sports Daily. Served up by Wendy's live on Wisconsin Sports Radio Network Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Speaking of Potawatomi, I love me some Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Potawatomi is giving away over $300,000 in prizes. It's autumn action. Yep, you heard that right. Over $300,000 in prizes, courtesy of our friends over at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Autumn action runs November 1st through the 20th, and you can earn entries playing with your rewards card. Prize drawings happen on Thursdays between 5 and 8 p.m. If you win, you get to pick your prize from the prize board. All leftover prizes go into a rollover jackpot drawing. For more info, go online at Potawatomi.com. Must be 21 years of age or older and a rewards member to play. Welcome back. It is Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's.
What story did Sparky miss talking about today on Wisconsin Sports Daily? Don't you worry. Sparky's got you covered now. Don't miss Milwaukee Admirals hockey this season. Don't just buy tickets. Invest in memories at MilwaukeeAdmirals.com.
All right, let's get to the things that we missed today. Did you see the story on the Chicago Cubs? Shota Imanaga, who the Brewers rocked. Shota Imanaga and the Cubs, done. He will head to free agency after the Cubs decline to pick up an option for 3 more years. And I just wonder whether or not Shota Imanaga ends up on, say, a 1-year deal somewhere, as we are all expecting there to be a labor dispute after the 26th season. My guess is he's going to get a 1-year deal for good money somewhere. Could it be Milwaukee?
Sparky, come on, don't kid yourself.
1 year, $15 million. I'd do it.
Until the Dodgers offer him 1 year, $25
They don't
million.
need another damn starting pitcher, man. They don't need another
They
starting
didn't need
pitcher.
another starting pitcher last offseason, and they pulled in like 8 more, so they could always use more. It's Los Angeles. That's what they think, at least.
Coming up next, it is Wisconsin Sports Wrap-Up with our guy, Tommy Wirtz, the big old hunk of love, straight ahead. Not going to want to miss that for certain. And then that's 5 to 6. And then tomorrow, right back at it again with Inside Wisconsin Sports, again with Josh and Trevor. Enjoy the rest of your night. It's been Wisconsin Sports Daily, served up by Wendy's, live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Enjoy the rest of your night. Toodles!